Today I am back with another video in my Love, Like, or Let Down series. In today's video, I'll be testing out Fragrance Du Bois Minuit at Demi. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts on it, then just keep watching. Before we get into the video, I do want to quickly introduce myself for those of you who may be new here. My name is Ayesha. I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So if you've never seen any of the videos in my Love, Light, or Let Down series, I do want to give you guys a brief explanation before we actually get into the fragrance. What I do in these videos is come on, give you guys my very first impression. You guys get my very first sniff of a fragrance. I unbox it, give you my first sniff, let you know my thoughts at that moment, and then I proceed to wear the fragrance usually for at least 3 days. And when I say 3 days, I mean 3 full days. So that's day and night, so I can really test it out for you guys. I try to do it in a variety of environments and situations, whether I don't have control over, but you know, we do what we can do. So after those at least 3 days, then I come back and let you guys know what I think about it, give you a more thorough review. And at the end of the video, I let you guys know if it is a love, a like, or a letdown for me. So let's get into the fragrance. So I got my box here. Let's open her up. So here is the box inside. And real quick, while I'm opening this, I was not planning on filming today, so therefore I'm in my workout clothes. I did throw on a little tinted moisturizer and bronzer for y'all. Also just to kind of wake myself up because I have been dragging today. But just FYI, I'm wearing my workout clothes. This is real life Ayesha for you, okay? So outside of that box, or inside of that box, I have this one. Get it out of the plastic. And there we are, and you have the beautiful picture of Demi on the back. So that part was just a sleeve. So here is the actual box, and I am so excited. I don't own any other fragrances from Fragrance Du Bois, so that's one reason I really wanted to film this portion with you guys, because I know they're luxurious, but I've never seen it in person. So let's see. So many boxes. That is beautiful. It's a beautiful velvet case, and yeah, that is absolutely gorgeous. This feels really very, very nice. So let's open her up. Ta-da! There she is. This is very nice packaging. Let's pull out this bottle and see. Okay, so this is quite heavy. It's quite a thick bottle. Feels very well made, and yeah, look at that. Gorgeous. All right, now for the moment of truth. I guess I'm just going to spray on this little package that they sent in here. So I'll spray there first, and then I'll spray my body. Cap is very heavy and very tight too. It's not magnetic though. This is good. I smell the coffee immediately. I smell something that smells like cinnamon, even though I'm pretty sure cinnamon is not a note in this fragrance. I smell caramel, sweetness. That's all I'm getting right now. So far, I do really like that. Let's spray my skin and see what we're looking like. All right, so we are sufficiently sprayed. This is really pretty, y'all. The caramel seems to really be coming out on my skin. I'm not even sure if caramel is the note or if it's praline or something like that, but it smells like that type of sweetness to me. It's definitely a gourmand. There's also some like peppery touches in this that makes it not super sweet. I mean, it's sweet, but it's not overwhelmingly sweet. Yeah, I really like this. It's quite spicy. I'm getting that coffee, that caramel, and it smells really, really good. Very warm and like cozy feeling. Okay, so I am going to wear this for about 5 minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and I have to say, after letting this like kind of dry on my skin, it smells even better. It has gotten warmer. almost like a toasted smell is coming to it. I don't know if that's the coffee, but it has like this roasted, toasted smell. It's quite beautiful. And it is sweet, but not overly sweet. So first thoughts, I feel like men or women could wear this. So I'm really happy about that. So far I am really liking this. If you've never seen one of these videos from me, then typically at this point in the video, I tell you if it's a love, like, or a letdown for me. And then within the same video, I come back after wearing it for usually about 3 full days, like day and night, to really test it out. And that's when I give you my full on review of the fragrance and let you know at that point if it ended up being a love, like, or letdown. But I will give you my preliminary answer. It is a high like for me. Not quite a love yet. And I will say, if you guys have not watched these videos, that's quite common for me because first sniff does not always do it for me. It's not like, I know it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, but I actually like to wear it and like fully experience before I call it a love. So right now it's a high like for me. Quite gorgeous, and I cannot wait to wear this some more. I'll be back with you guys. For me, it'll be a few days. For you guys, it'll be a few seconds, so hang tight. So I am back, and it has been 5 days since I filmed the first portion of this video. So let's talk about it. So this fragrance is spicy goodness. In my opinion, I really get a lot of spice in this fragrance. So when I smell it, I get a lot of like pepperiness. I believe that's from the pimento in the fragrance. And I also get what smells like tobacco in my opinion. Now, I also get some sweetness with this. I don't know if it's caramel or praline, but in all honesty, I don't think this fragrance is as sweet as what I expected from hearing about it and from others and just from fragrances that Demi likes to wear. I expected this to be a sweeter fragrance. Although there is some sweetness to this, in my opinion, this fragrance is not classified as sweet. I would classify it more as a spicy fragrance. So like I said, it's spicy, you get that caramel as well, and then I also get a bit of coffee in this fragrance as well. And when I say coffee, I'm not talking about latte, I mean like coffee bean, but it doesn't overwhelm the fragrance. To me, the coffee note plays very well with the spices in this fragrance. Another thing that I wanted to add is that this fragrance does change as you wear it. So when I initially spray this, I get a lot more of that sweetness, a lot more of the coffee, and less spices. But as I wore this on my skin, especially on my skin, on my clothes as well, but especially on my skin, I noticed that in a deep dry down of the fragrance, on my skin, I mainly got the spicy notes. So that sweetness really goes away to me. And I would say that's probably at the very end of the life of this fragrance, on my skin anyway. So I actually think this fragrance sits right in the middle at Unisex. Because it is not as sweet as I thought it would be, I don't think that it smells too feminine at all. I definitely think that a man or a woman could easily pull this fragrance off. On my clothes, I did notice that the fragrance stayed a little bit sweeter throughout the day than it did on my skin. All right, so we're on to projection and longevity, which I know is always the most controversial parts of these videos, but I'm going to give you guys my experience. Just know that these things vary based on weather, skin chemistry, how you spray it, and all of that. I'm gonna tell you what I get from my personal experience. So the projection for me is quite moderate. I would say that when I first spray this fragrance, people can smell it on me probably anywhere from 3 to 5 feet away from me. So I think that's a moderate projection. It's definitely not a beast mode projection, but you know, every fragrance doesn't need to be beast mode. As the fragrance wears, it definitely gets very soft and turns into a skin scent on me. As far as longevity goes, initially when I wore this, I thought it was only lasting about 4 hours on me. However, after testing it for a couple days, I realized it was lasting longer than that on me. I would say it probably lasts anywhere from like 6 to 8 hours on me, but it is a skin scent at that point. So I would say that I can really smell this on myself the first 3 to 4 hours. And then after that, it gets very soft, and then eventually it's just skin scent. Now, one thing I do want to say is that I think at some point I become nose blind to this, because I have gotten a compliment on this fragrance after wearing it about 4 hours. I walked past somebody and they complimented me at work. And so at that point, she could definitely smell it on me, but I could not smell it on myself. And so another thing that I wanted to add is during this testing period, what I did was yesterday, I actually took a break from wearing this fragrance. So like I said earlier, when I do these reviews, I wear them day and night. So last night, I actually took a break from wearing this just to give my nose a break and see if it smelled better or was more potent to me after doing that. And I will say, when I sprayed this fragrance on this morning, at this point today, I've been wearing this fragrance for 4 hours. So I will say, when I sprayed it on this morning, I did smell more of that sweetness, and I smelled it more than previous days. And I think that's just because my nose is getting really used to this fragrance. So I just want to let you guys know that. But on me, this is not like the longest lasting scent. It's definitely not beast mode projection. I definitely think, in my opinion, I would like it to be a little bit more, for me to smell it a little bit more for a little bit longer. But I have heard from others that they can smell it on themselves the entire time. So take this information with a grain of salt. I just want to share my experience with you guys on that. So I think Minuit at Demi is best suited for cooler temperatures just because of the type of fragrance it is. It is spicy, it is a little sweet, and I just think those fragrances smell better in cooler weather. Now, y'all know I live in Florida. It has been a range of temperatures here. So for the past few days, it's been starting out in like the 50s, and then in the afternoon is like 80 degrees. So I've had a big range of temperature, and I will definitely tell you that in the hotter times of day, I felt like this went away very quickly, and then I just could not smell it on myself. However, in the cooler days, or the days where I was in air conditioning, I could definitely smell it more, and I just think it performs better in cooler conditions. However, because this is not a super heavy scent, you probably could get away with wearing it year round, especially at night. But for me, I would probably stick to wearing it fall, winter. So I do think this fragrance is unique, and I actually think because it's not very sweet, that makes it a little bit more unique in my opinion. Now, I know this fragrance has been compared a lot to Penhaligon's Changing Constants. Everybody says that this one smells very similar. However, I have never smelled Changing Constants, so I cannot report on that. What I will say is, because of the comparison between the two, Changing Constants to me sounds like it's a sweeter fragrance. So I expected this fragrance to be sweeter as well. But that's not the case. So I don't know. You guys can let us know down below if you have Changing Constants or you have worn Changing Constants. Let us know if you think it's similar to this fragrance. And also, even if you haven't smelled this fragrance, let us know if Changing Constants is sweet, because that's the vibe I've always gotten from hearing reviews on Changing Constants, reading the notes and all that, but I've never smelled it, so I can't comment on that. Now, looking at my collection, I did find a fragrance that I do think it's a little bit similar to, but they are not dupes, but I wanted to share it anyway. The fragrance that I think it's similar to is Bouquet Ideal from Xerjoff. And I actually know that Demi really likes this fragrance, or at least she used to. I don't know if she still does. But to me, that makes perfect sense, because, I mean, she's coming up with a fragrance that she loves, so of course she's going to take inspiration from other fragrances. They're not dupes, but I do think they are similar. But Minuit at Demi is sweeter than Bouquet Ideal, but I think the spiciness in them is quite similar. Now, I have not worn Bouquet Ideal a lot, to be honest. I've only had it for a couple months, and you can see I haven't used it that much. So I haven't tried this in a variety of situations or anything like that, but just comparing them, you know, head to head, smelling them side by side, I definitely think they are similar in their spiciness, but this one is a little bit sweeter. This one is more like smoky and resinous, and also this one is definitely heavier than Minuit at Demi. So I do think they're similar, but not dupes. Price. Dun, 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 dun. So this is Fragrance Du Bois, so we know it's going to be expensive, right? Unfortunately, this fragrance is only available in the 100 ml size, and that retails for $350. Now, I did not pay that for it. I picked this up on a Black Friday deal. I ended up getting this for $255. All right, so we are at the end, so it is time for your quiz. How well do you guys know me? Do you think this fragrance is a love, a like, or a letdown for me? I would love for you to leave your comment. Pause the video, go leave your comment in the box below. Let me know what you think it's gonna be for me. I think I gave you guys enough time, so I'm gonna go ahead and spill the tea. This fragrance is a like. It is not a love, unfortunately, but it's not a letdown either. So let me explain to you guys. I do really like the way this smells. However, something in it just doesn't excite me a ton, and I don't know why. And I think that is the main reason for it being a like. It is a beautiful fragrance. I think it's unique. I do wish it wore better on my skin. Personally, I wish I was able to smell it longer. But overall, even if it had the same performance, if I really love the smell of it, then it would be a love for me. But it is a like. I do wish they would have had this in a smaller bottle, because another thing I wanted to mention is, although this is beautiful packaging, this bottle is hard to spray. I don't know if my hands are just small, but I feel like this is a fragrance I want to overspray, and it's hard for me to do it because the bottle is big on my hands, especially when I have lotion on my hands. I know that's petty and nothing, but this is my experience, so I want to let y'all know that I would prefer this in a smaller bottle. So if I ever do pick up another fragrance from Fragrance Du Bois and they have it in a 50 ml bottle, I will definitely go for that size, because although this is beautiful and grand, it just is really big in my hand, so I would prefer to hold something smaller. I think that would make it easier for me to, you know, handle. Plus, you know, I don't necessarily need 100 ml bottles because I have a lot of fragrance. But anyway, that means nothing. We're talking about the fragrance overall. For me, it's a like. I'm definitely going to keep it and play around with it some more. I'm hoping that as the weather gets colder, I will be able to fall in love with this fragrance, because I've been so excited for this fragrance for so long. I have wanted this fragrance since she talked about it, and I've held out and held out and held out, and I finally got it. And so I just think my expectations were really high for this fragrance, and sometimes if it doesn't meet those exact expectations, it makes the fragrance seem worse, when really it's just that your expectations were different than what you got. So I will keep playing around with this, and I'm hoping that I will fall in love with it. But overall, I do think it's a really nice fragrance. It's just not, for some reason, it just doesn't give me the feels that I thought it would. So yeah, it's a like for me. If I have any thoughts about it in upcoming videos, I will definitely let you guys know. But as of right now, it's a like. So if you guys have tried this fragrance, I would love to know what you think about it. Do you think it's worth the money? Do you think it's unique? Have you tried it compared to the Penhaligon's fragrance? Let us know all that. And is this something that you're even interested in? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, make sure you are subscribed and follow me over on Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.